What's up, guys? Hey. Hey. Glad to see y'all here.
Hey.
Woo! Goodness. Goodness gracious. Goodness. Bless me. All right, guys. I'll play one song while we're getting everybody in, and then we'll get going. Let's see what's going to come up. Miss Ridgeway tell y'all she was obsessed with Harry Styles? She is.
Miss Lacey, you're frozen.
I'm frozen. I hate this internet.
I mean, we can hear everything, it's just frozen.
McDonald's Wi-Fi.
It's terrible. This Wi-Fi is terrible. All right, well, you can get out.
I can't even see her face because your face.
You can get out your science notebook. Out your science notebook and have that ready for us to get started today. Science notebook, and then you can go ahead and start copying into your table of contents. There we go. All right, you can start copying that to your table of contents.
Miss Lacey.
Yes.
Which of the writing notebook is it? Is it the science one?
Science, yes.
Math one.
Science. We're in our science notebook. And you can copy down this table of contents.
Miss Lacey. Miss Lacey.
Yes.
We just went to go get our more notebooks yesterday, and I need a little bit of time to do the table of contents and stuff, please.
Okay, that's fine. So what I want you to do, I'm trying to get it clear, those of you who said it's blurry. What I want you to do is just skip 3 pages and write table of contents. Just skip your first 3 pages and then write table of contents. And I just want y'all to get this copied down. 1, 2, and 3. These are the pages we're going to do today. Get this copied down real quick. Okay, we got it?
No, ma'am. I'm almost done, though.
All right, I'll give you a few more minutes. All right, awesome. I'm going to pause my music. And let's get going. Okay, so you can go ahead and turn to page 1 in your notebook. If you are just setting up your notebook, you are just going to skip just a few pages. Okay, we set up our notebook the other day, most of us. You're just going to skip like 3 pages. And number 1 should be always should be on the left side. And number 2, or like any odd numbers, should be on the left side. Any even numbers should be on the right side. Okay, odd and even. Okay, now, so on page number 1, this is your unit page, okay? We are on the Earth Science unit, okay? We're on Earth Science unit, so I want you to write that in big letters, and you can decorate that, Earth Science unit. So write Earth Science unit on page 1, and you can decorate that. Okay, when we have breaks, I'll let you work on that. So on page 1, write Earth Science unit. Awesome. Okay. All right. Now, on page 2, we're going to take some notes. We are going to take some notes. Okay, I already wrote them in the other class, so what I'm going to do is just kind of zoom in on those for these while you copy these. If you don't get these copied, they are also under Resource 1. They're under Resource 1. Okay, so we are going to be talking about something called claim, evidence, and reasoning. Claim, evidence, and reasoning. And when we are making a claim in math and when we're in science, when we're explaining something, we're going to use this process called claim, evidence, reasoning. Okay? I'm going to pull up a picture of that as my internet is being very slow. Come on. Guys, my internet is like super slow. It's not a video. It's just pulling up a slide. While you're waiting, go ahead and get that copied. Kind of see, let me show you this. See how I've gotten this spaced out a good bit? So know that you're going to need to leave space. Okay, so it's pretty spaced out. We're going to do claim, evidence, reasoning, explanation. Okay, I'm about to zoom into it. I know that's blurry, but just showing you to leave some space. So claim. Claim is first. Claim is basically just telling you, what do I know? Okay, if you make a claim, you're saying what you know. It should be clear enough, I think, to see it, to copy, right? Thumbs up, somebody? Claim, it says, what do I know? All right, so a claim, basically a claim is just a statement about the results of an investigation. Okay, so here's an example that I want to use. If we're presented with a question, okay, let me check these chat boxes, see. Do I need to turn the chat box off over here? Okay, I'm turning the chat box off. 2 of you were off topic. That's your warning. All right. So basically with the claim, we make a claim and give our explanation when we're presented with a question. So here's an example question that I'm going to use to take us through this. Does a person's height change throughout the day? Okay. A claim that I could make based on researching this, because a claim is a statement about the results of an investigation, claim that I could make would be a person's height decreases throughout the day as gravity pulls down on their body. Okay, that would be my claim. Now, I can't just make a claim and just say that that's true. No, I need to give some evidence. So that's the next part. Claim plus evidence. All right? So evidence is the next thing that you're going to copy. Claim plus evidence. Your evidence says, how do I know that? Okay? Your evidence says, how do I know that? So your evidence is basically your data. It is your scientific data that we use to support the claim that we make. We're presented with a question, we come up with a claim. What we think as a result of investigating further, this is my claim. Our evidence is our data of how we know that. Okay? All of these things are what it takes to make a scientific explanation. So get that copy down. We are copying this on page 2, by the way, page 2.
Can you move it up? I didn't get to copy the claim one.
Okay, there we go.
Miss Lacey?
Yes.
Oh, wait, never mind. It was frozen for a bit.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give you a few more minutes. You can cut your cameras off after you get claim and evidence. The thing besides claim and evidence copy down. Cut your cameras off to show me you're done. Okay. Claim and evidence. All right, so if I were to say that claim that I said earlier, my evidence could be data, a data chart that I had created to interpret my data. And through this is actually a real study that I'm using. The evidence says that the height of the students decreased by an average of 1.7 centimeters throughout the day. So it actually was true. The claim was true based on the data or based on the evidence that a person's height does decrease throughout the day as gravity pulls down on their body. So that's interesting. Now, you can't just give evidence. A really good scientific explanation would give reasoning. They would give a little bit more with their data, a little bit go into more depth with their evidence that they found. So a scientific explanation, the last key is to give a reasoning, okay? So when you're posed with a scientific explanation, you're going to come up with a claim, you're going to give evidence, and then you're going to give some reasoning. And the last thing we're going to write down, and you'll see how I put equals to explanation. All of these things equal to a scientific explanation. You're reasoning, why does my evidence support my claim? So your reasoning explains and justifies why the evidence supports the claim. So here's the reason if we were to go along with the one I was talking about, the person's height. Reasoning from the data would be, we saw an average 1.7 centimeter decrease in height across a 15-hour day. We took measurements at the same time for each person. Students measured spent roughly the same amount of time sitting and standing. That's interesting. Okay, so once you get everything on this sheet, cut your camera off. Once you get it all copied, cut your camera off.
Go up.
Who's that talking?
Christian.
Christian? Yes. Let's see.
Thanks.
You're welcome. And if at any point you don't get this, it is under resource 1 on Canvas. It is under resource 1 on Canvas. Give y'all a few minutes. Turn your cameras off to show me when you get all of this copied down.
Can you zoom in a little bit? Because I can't see it because it's blurry.
Okay, is it still blurry? Christian, are you almost done with copying down evidence? Good. Is that better, Michaela? Can you see it, Michaela? So cut your camera off to show me that you are done. Still waiting on a few people. All right, awesome. We're going to keep going, guys. If you don't get these notes, you can absolutely find them on R1 under Canvas, okay? So resource 1. All right, let's keep going. All right, so that is how you make a scientific explanation. Now, we're about to talk about the layers of the earth. So, this is just to kind of show you how we need to space out our page. You don't have to go ahead and write all of this right now, but just know that we're going to need to leave some space to write some notes about the crust, the mantle, and the core, okay? So, on the side of your paper, almost draw like a pizza, okay? Almost draw like a pizza. I have a YouTube video that I was supposed to share with y'all, but it's absolutely impossible to watch a YouTube video with this internet. So sorry, we're just gonna have to kind of talk about it. So draw like a pizza, and we're going and label it layers of the earth. Label it layers of the earth. I know it's a little blurry. It's super clear on my end. It's just because our internet doesn't work. I'm so sorry. Okay, so that's why I'm gonna have to kind of go ahead and zoom in so that you can see. Okay. So right here at the crust, what if I do this? Be sure you have that drawn, and I'm about to share my screen. I can share my screen with my visual, and I just want you to write the notes for the crust right here, okay? Let's see if that works a little bit better instead of you watching me copy it. Okay? So the crust, so I want you to take the notes that I shared on the screen, okay? And I want you to write those notes right here under crust, okay? So let's talk about the crust a little bit. The crust is the outermost layer of the earth. So the crust is the outer layer of the earth. Can y'all see my shared screen? Madeline, can you see the PowerPoint? The Google slide?
Yes.
Okay, awesome, good. All right, so the crust is the outer layer, okay? So the earth, if we look at the earth, the crust is the outer layer. It is composed mainly of rock. So crust is the outer, and I'm copying the notes too, but I think it's probably easier if y'all just look at the screen. It is composed. Composed means to be made of, mainly of rock. Now, the crust of the earth is 25 miles deep under the continents. And what's crazy about that is that it's the thinnest layer of the earth, and it's 25 miles deep. So that's absolutely crazy. So 25 miles would be probably from where I am to, let's see. For me, it would be from where I am to my house in Mansfield, okay? So, or it would be like from here to maybe Stonecrest Mall, okay? From the school to Stonecrest Mall, maybe even further than that, okay? But that is 25 miles deep. So under the crust of the earth, till you get to the next layer is 25 miles. So could you imagine digging for 25 miles to get to the mantle? So it's composed mainly of rock and it's 25 miles deep under the continent, under continents. It is the thinnest layer of the earth. Okay, so that is the crust. All right. So again, the crust is the outer layer. It's composed mainly of rock, and it's 25 miles deep. All right. These notes are also on, so if you look at your like kind of little pizza visual that we have, your arrow needs to be pointing to the crust. These notes are also on Canvas as well, guys. So if I go too fast, just for sake of getting us to our assignment, I'm so sorry. Your notes are also still on Canvas as well. All right. Next layer of the earth is the mantle. Okay. So the mantle. So we're writing these notes right here where we have mantle. This is the middle layer. And I don't care if you guys abbreviate these notes a little bit. Middle layer. So the mantle is the middle layer. Okay. It is very hot and under great pressure. It is made of solid rock and melted rock. Now, comparative to the 25 miles deep that the crust is, this is 1,789 miles thick. So the mantle is pretty thick. If you do not get these notes, they will be on Canvas. All right, so that is the mantle. Now, if you look at kind of your pizza, your mantle is right there. It would be here. All right. Literally, these exact same slides are under resource 2. So I'll write that at the top or right here on the side of the paper. They are on resource 2 on Canvas, Layers of the Earth's notes. So if I go too fast, you can go back and check those. Lastly, the core. Now, the core is made up of 2 parts. It's the inner and the outer. So if I show you the picture, like our pizza, this would be the outer core and the inner core. Outer and inner. Okay, so outer here, inner at the bottom, but they are both the core. So all we really need to know is the core is the center of the earth. It is the hottest part of the earth. And it is composed, so it's made up of, that word composed. It is composed of hot solid nickel and iron. Okay. So it is the hottest part, and it is composed of hot, solid, liquid, and iron. And all of these things make up the layers of the earth. We have the crust is our top layer, our outer layer is mainly made up of a rock. Okay, that's kind of what we stand on. We stand on the earth's crust. All right, it's about 25 miles deep, and it's the thinnest layer, as you can see, of the earth. Next, we have the mantle. The mantle is made of melted rock, okay? It has some solid rock in it, but mainly with melted rock. It is the middle layer, okay? So it kind of moves, the mantle kind of moves a little bit because it's melted. It's a middle layer, and it's very hot and under great pressure. Very hot and under great pressure. It is 1,789 miles thick. Then we're going down to the outer core and the inner core. These make up the core. It is the center of the earth, the hottest part, and it is composed of hot, solid nickel and iron. Now, to get to what we're going to do today, let's keep moving forward, and I'll show you really quickly on Canvas how you can get to these notes if you need them. Let me show you quickly on Canvas. On our home page, if you go under Miss Sanders, nope, not Miss Sanders, Miss Ridgway, so sorry. You go under Science from our home page. And under Science, you will see the notes, okay? Here's your claim, evidence, reasoning notes. Like it says, be sure that this is copied on page 2. It doesn't look exactly like the notes we put in our notebooks, but these are the slides we're using to do them. And then R2, here are your layers of the earth notes. So if I ever go too fast, I will be sure to put these on Canvas, okay? But because you have an activity today in your agenda, you should have noticed that you were supposed to complete task 1 today in class. So we need to get going on your task. So here we go. The Earth's layers are like an egg, okay? So what we're going to do today is we're going to compare the Earth to another object, okay? So if I said the Earth's layers are like an egg, if you take a boiled egg and you take the shell of the boiled egg, that would be kind of like the crust because it's thin, it's kind of hard, okay? So that would be like the crust. The shell of the egg would be like the crust of the earth. The next layer would be the egg whites, okay? I told you how they were, the mantle kind of moves a little bit because it's like made of melted rock. And it's pretty thick compared to the crust or compared to the shell. So we could compare the egg whites to the mantle of the earth. Then finally, we could take the egg yolk, the yellow part, and we could say that that was like the core. This is just comparing. A thing you have to do in science is compare things to other models, okay? compare certain things in science to other models, okay? So, your assignment today, let's talk about your assignment, okay? So just like I compared the Earth's layers and the layers of the Earth to an egg, you are going to have to pick an object to compare the layers of the Earth to. Now, because this is using your imagination and using your thinking, and we're comparing something, there is no right or wrong answer, okay? You can come up with anything. As long as you can give me a good explanation for it, then I am completely cool with whatever you come up with, okay? So, let me show you how to access our assignment for the day. You guys are going to go under the science page. So you should be under the science page. We wrote in our agendas this morning that we were supposed to finish T1 for science today. So you should go under the science page and you should go to T1, comparing the Earth to another object. And you need to click the button. This is not the button. This is the button. Okay? And go ahead and open that up. Wow, the internet's super slow. Okay. Now, I'll pull up, these are Miss White students. I can pull up one of those. Once you get in here, it's going to make you sign in and go to your assignment. And it's going to make you pull it up in a separate window. Once you work on that assignment, it's going to save as you go. Okay? And you're just going to exit out, go back here, and press submit. You're going to just go back to your Canvas page and press submit. Okay? Here we go. Let's go through the instructions now. Oh, I forgot. I also included it here. There you go. So, first, you are going to fill in your name here. This girl's already done with hers. Okay? So you just fill in your name. And then here's your layers of the Earth notes to reference back to. Here's your claim, evidence, reasoning notes that you can reference back to. I already put those in there. I forgot I did that. Now, here's your instructions. Brainstorm and think of another object that you could compare the Earth and its layers to. On slide A, draw or insert a picture of your object. Use whatever is easiest for you. So you could use the scribble tool, which is right here, where it says select a line, this thing. And you could click scribble, and you could draw something, okay? And you guys can draw with your fingers since a lot of you have Chromebooks, okay? You can do that. You can draw it on your sheet of paper, okay? For example, if I were to draw something on my sheet of paper, I could click image, or I can't do it because I'm not opened up in here, but here, if I were here, I could do image, camera. And then my camera could come up and I could get it to take a picture. I'm using my camera right now, that's why it won't let me do it. But I could just take a picture, hold up my paper to it and take a picture and insert it that way. Or you can find something off of the internet. like this girl did, okay? She found something off of the internet. Here, she used a peach, okay? Whatever way you want to do it, I don't care. Don't spend too much time on that. Then on slide B, you're going to explain why you chose that object. You need to just write 2 to 3 complete sentences comparing your object to the layers of the earth. Bonus points for using claim, evidence, reasoning to support your thinking. Submit on Canvas when you get done. Okay? So you just have slide A and B to fill out. Okay? I compared the earth to a peach because a peach has a crust, mantle, outer, and inner core. The skin will be the crust, the flesh is the mantle, the seed will be the outer core, and finally the inner core is what's inside the seed. Beautiful. Very simple. That's all you have to do today. Okay? Now, let me get someone that already has it pulled up on their computer to share their screen with me. Let me see, just firsthand I see. Madeline, share your screen with me. And then we're going to hop off, guys. You're going to have a brain break for 10 minutes. Now, unless Miss Ridgway has pulled you back in, you're going to work on this during your individual intervention time. Okay? Awesome, Madeline. So, as you'll see how Madeline has hers opened up in a new window. Once Madeline gets done with this, Madeline, go back to your Canvas tab that's opened up. Go back to the Canvas tab that's opened up. All she's going to, and then scroll down a little bit, Madeline. Can you scroll down? Do you see a submission button? So click Open Assignment. There we go. Now, after she opens it, she can just click her name right there where it says Madeline Davis Layers of the Earth Model Comparison to open it in a new window. And then all she does is presses Submit when she gets done. So you can work on it in this separate tab and then just press Submit once you get done. It saves automatically. There's no going back and having to link it or anything like that. Okay? So you guys can send me an email if you don't know how to do it, but I'm pretty sure if you guys just get in there and play around with it, you'll see that it works. Okay, you do not have to add or create anything. It makes your own copy and then you work on it and then it stays the same copy and you just press submit. Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys go. You have a brain break for 10 minutes. Then I want you working on this during your individual intervention time and enrichment. Okay, and then you're going to have lunch. And then specials at 12:30. You guys are going to art today. So be sure to show up at art for Miss Jordan. All right. And then I'm going to see you guys back at 1 o'clock. And hopefully this internet will be much better because it's driving me insane. Okay. All right. I'll let you guys go. Have a good lunch break and get this submitted today. Some point today. Okay. Bye, guys. Bye, guys.
Miss Lacey.
You can use onion.